Hi everyone, how are we? Hopefully we're all going along and studying for our e-test. I am marking your assignments. It is very, very interesting. I can see some people have really taken on board everything that they've been told, and other people have missed and skipped some parts of the explanation of what to do in the assignment. And I'm going through and I'm trying to make sure that everything that's in there is getting marked fully. So hopefully, if I email you, can you get back to me as quickly as possible? Because these marks really need to be finalised properly before the release date, and that's coming up soon. So if you get an email from me, keep checking your student emails and get back to me as soon as you possibly can. It is really, really important at this point because you could end up with a mark that you don't really want. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly have a look at the questions. This week, I'm going to cover week 9 and we've got some answers in week 10 as well. So we'll just pop in there and have a look. Here we are. Right. So in the week 9 answers, Garanji was answering the question about the first day of the school year and how those things might be structured and what you might do to get to know each other, because it's really important that you get to know everybody's names and everybody else in there gets to know each other's names, and also how you go about deciding on the rules of the classroom. And Garanji's talking about the idea that they're negotiating the rules. So you've got the basic school rules, but then you're developing your own classroom rules. And because the students have the input, they should be able to feel ownership of those rules. I don't know if any of you have been in classes that have been like that before, or participated in developing those rules within a class. If you have, pop that up. That's on the week 9 thread, because it is a really, really interesting thing. And in some schools, they're non negotiable and the teacher just explains the rules. In other rooms, they start setting up meetings and giving children ownership. So it obviously depends on the learning theory that you're working from, as to how you would go about doing those rules. But it is a very, very interesting topic, that one. Go down to week 10. So we've got some people participating in here as well. Now, so coming from that week 9 activity where we were discussing the rules, Corinne has answered how do different teaching methods affect classroom management. Of course, one of the big things they're going to do is about how rules are negotiated and built within a classroom. And this is this week's question. So you might want to start really discussing some of these if you want to come in now, because these will be fantastic to be looking at for your e-test. So come in and have a look. Corinne's put her answer up there, talking about the different methods. And Gauranji's thanked Corinne for those 7 steps, which I am not going to tell you, because the only way you're going to find out about the 7 steps is if you actually come in and look at our discussion board. But it is very, very important, and these are great things, especially if you're in your first placement, to be able to understand how to use these things within a classroom. And these across most behavioural, in fact, all theories. These can be used through all of them. It's a really good. Where did you get that from, Corinne? If you could let us know where you got that from, that's actually really good. Okay, and Garanji's answered the question, why is discussion and debate central to transformative learning theory? Very good, because I know there are questions in the e-test about transformational learning theories. So, Garanji's written that if children are active participants in learning the content, which really fits in with the theory you were discussing before, Garanji, where you were looking at the children developing their own rules. You're really on the same area. In traditional teacher-centered approaches, teachers deliver the content which makes the students passive in their learning process. And that also goes in to your intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, doesn't it? So I think you've got onto a nice little streak here, Garanji, and you seem to be showing really good understanding. I will be expecting you to do very well in this e-test. And then you're looking at Bloom's taxonomy. Now, as I mentioned last week, Bloom's taxonomy is pretty much central to absolutely everything that goes in classrooms at the moment and at uni. So when you look at the uni assignments, they're always structured. So we start off with comprehension, which is at the pass level, and it goes right up to where people are creating their own synthesis and evaluation, which is always up at the high distinction level. So make sure you understand Bloom's taxonomy, and then you'll understand the rubrics that you get marked on. Yep, fantastic. So this week, what your main task is going to be about is really, one, checking your emails to make sure I'm not emailing you. So please fix your assignment quickly. I can't read any of this. It's all a blur and you're about to fail. No, so check your emails. And the other thing you're going to be doing is going through all these questions, looking at your textbook, looking at all the weeks so far, and making sure you understand all these theories. Now, we've got some people who've done so much work and participated and put so much of themselves up on the DB, which I give them a round of applause. Because from reading those answers, they'll give you a lot more information and understanding of the concepts behind it. Now, this unit is actually it's a fundamental unit of all your teaching units, because learning theory goes into every other aspect of education. So how you believe your philosophies of learning will affect what sort of teacher you are in every area, including staff room, professional relationships, everything. So it's important you understand all these theories and you've really got your head around it. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my marking and I will chat to you again very soon. Have a fabulous week. And if you've got any questions at all, please feel free to email me. I'm always around. Okay, bye.